Hello Aeronauts, welcome to another video. Today we're actually going to make a tier list of all the starters that have been released in Loomian Legacy so far before the release date of July 20th. Be sure to be ready for that because if you guys don't know already, the game's coming out on July 20th, so that's coming soon. So I'm going to make a tier list. This is all my opinion and what I've found since I've been going through the demo. I've been looking at all of the starters, what they look like, and from what this game has been showing me so far, everything has been about as black and white as it should be. Like everything, like between the stats and between all the starters and everything kind of pans out the way you expect it to. So I'm going to break it down between each starter and put them in a tier list on what I think they should be placed with. This is actually my very first time. It'll be my very first run through of this tier list. I haven't looked at it yet. And I'm going to go each one and be like, in comparison, this potential of this starter will be right here. And I'll go based off of what their base stats look like and what their final evolution of their trilogy line will be. So stage 3, all of that. That's kind of, I'm going based off of what they look like in their third stage. So it looks good from the very get-go, and even though they look good with their base stats, but I'm assuming most of their stats are very much going to change as you go along leveling each one up. Let's go ahead and start with Dripple. Now, Dripple actually looks like it could be a good Loomian. I think the final evolution gives it a good chance to be something kind of bulky. I don't know, it kind of pulls off of kind of like a bulky water type Loomian or Pokemon would be like that. So as far as bulky water types go, it reminds me kind of like a Quagsire, and I would put that Quagsire is pretty good, but it's only good because of its hidden ability. I'd go ahead and put it about right here, maybe between A and B, but right now I'm gonna slide that in right around the B tier. Snowcub, as far as I've been concerned, they haven't put too much love into Snowcub so far this game. I think Final Evolution looks really nice. It could be a variation of Abomasnow, but I think it's just gonna be I don't know, it's gonna be the ice and I guess I think it's plant. So if it's gonna be something like that, that's what I'm guessing. It looks pretty good, but then again, in comparison to the other starters, I would probably put it lower on the list of what I'm expecting from it. I think it's gonna be a physical attacker, maybe be a really bulky ice type. And that's why it makes me lean a little bit more towards what it looks like to be an Abomasnow. And I'm also doing a comparison between Pokemon ones so that people have a better understanding of what I'm trying to get at. So Abomasnow was okay. Sorry, Dirtbag. But it just wasn't high up in the list. So I'm going to actually lower that one even more. Next up is Eaglet. So the third evolution looks really awesome. And I'm really excited to see what that one leads into. This one has potential since it's a light Pokemon, or Loomian. It has potential to be a very good third evolution. Now, I think this might be the most balanced of all of them, in my opinion, based off what it looks like. And based off of what it looks like from its base stats and all of that, I'm going to compare it to a lot of, what would it be like? I wouldn't say, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure exactly what I'd want to compare it to. It has the wings and it looks really cool, so it could be a flying light, right? Isn't that what it is? What would that be like? I guess that'd be kind of that'd be similar to like a Salamence, right? So let's go ahead and Salamence is really good. Let's go ahead and put that already in the S tier. I think it's gonna be S tier. I'm just gonna call it right now. I know this is all just kind of me guessing and going based off of all the information we have right now, which is very, very, very limited. But I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the S tier. I'm gonna be excited to see what this tier list looks like once everything has been shown and we get to actually see the potential for all these starters and see how close I was to basically calling what these will be. Let's move on to Fedline. Now Fedline is our plant, like a Venusaur or Bulbasaur type of Loomian. Now the third evolution looks kind of like it could be like a special attacker, or maybe it could be a physical attacker. Maybe the stick is actually a weapon. So maybe it could be a physical, maybe a brawler. Who knows? I'm gonna call maybe. At first I thought it was gonna be some sort of wizard plant type, but I'm gonna call it to be a plant brawler. Now that'd be interesting, and it looks like it could be very fast, but it looks like kind of like a glass cannon, kind of like your Alakazam of starters. So very strong, but if it hits once, it's out. So I feel like that's pretty good. I'm actually going to put that right in the A tier. Put that right there. I think that fits. That's very fitting for where Fedline should be. Next up is Weavolt. Weavolt is actually one I would consider to be a really fan favorite, alongside with Eaglet. Those are very well recognized as favorites of most people. Fedline is right up there with them. I'm really curious on the potential of Weavolt. It looks like it could be looks like an ancient, right? It could be an ancient electric type, which I think is a really awesome combination. And I think this is like on the same level as Eaglet's third evolution. And in terms of potential, and Jamie's actually very high up on this Loomian, so based off of him already getting the knowledge of all this stuff already, it makes me want to put him up higher on that list, because why else would he really want to choose that Loomian unless it's just very, very good? So I'm going to go ahead and put this Weavolt up in the S tier list, just solely based off of the idea that this thing has a lot of potential. And if everyone that's testing the game and already trying to consider whether these are battle ready type of starters, I think that one might have one of the most potential of the starters. Next up is Emmet, my favorite, but I have to be honest with you, even though I picked it to be one of my Loomian starters, I wouldn't put it on the same level as Eaglet or Weavolt. Even though it looks really good, and it looks like it could be a very bulky attacker, which could be really nice. And if you know me, I like my fire bulky attackers, Arcanine. I think this could have the potential of being a very good Loomian, and would also be up there in terms of which ones I would actually choose. But then again, it's not going to be the same level as Eaglet or Weavolt in my opinion, and so therefore I'm going to bring it down to an A tier. It could actually be lower down, even B tier the same way, maybe based off of how it interacts with other Loomians, but I'm going to drop it right now as an A tier, as that's what I'm predicting. Finally, but not least, we have Vanbet. Now Vanbet, if you might have noticed, would actually fit my channel very well. It's purple, and it fits the theme of my channel. But I don't think this bat is actually going to be that good, in my opinion. At first, I thought it was supposed to be a very fast Loomian, but if you look at its third evolution, it doesn't appear to be one of the fastest looking Loomians. In the first two evolutions, you would think that, but in the third evolution, it's different. It looks very different, and it doesn't give me off of that sort of Vanbet appeal. It kind of gives me like a, what would it be like? It wouldn't be like Crobat or Golbat or Swoobat. It'd be much like a Decidueye. Not Decidueye, is that right? Am I saying that right? What's the third evolution of Rowlet? I can't remember, but you know what I'm talking about. I think it could be off like that and be, it's fast enough, but it doesn't do enough punch, you know? I would throw that right in between, it would be somewhere in between the C and B tier, but I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the C tier already. Notice I didn't put anything in the D tier because I don't actually know how bad it's going to be. I think the closest thing it could be to D tier would be the Snow Cub, in my opinion. Just based off of how I know how Abomasnow does, and if Abomasnow is pretty bad in Pokemon, I would imagine it'd be the same way in Loomian Legacy as well. So there's my tier list. You guys can go ahead and ask me for the tier list maker itself, and you guys can make your own tier list. Let me know where you guys actually stack things up, but this is what I came down with, and I think it's pretty accurate in my opinion. And I'm really excited to see what it looked like when the game's actually released and we get to see all of the Loomians being used and see if I was even close to this, if I predicted it, whatever I think I said about each Loomian, whether they are similar to what Pokemon I associated them with. If so, then that'd be awesome. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this tier list maker, and I'll see you guys next time. Aaronautical sign out. Later, guys.